Yo, what's up guys? Mimic here with another video. This one is going to be about all of my gear. I'm just going to break down the gear that I use, their stats, the traits that I've got so far, and then I'm going to go into my actual stat page so you guys can see all of my actual base raw stats. Now, by no means is this a like a final build. A lot of my gear is not traded all the way out. I don't have a lot of the best in slot pieces, but I did want to show you guys what to expect, you know, once you're level 50 and you've been playing the game for a couple weeks, what you could expect to have as terms as far as like gear is concerned, and then kind of what your stats are and what you should be shooting for. This is just a rough baseline kind of tutorial kind of thing. So if you're playing Greatsword Dagger, I recommend watching the video. I'm going to be going over a few tips and tricks here. So let's jump in really quick. So on my gear, so I use the Laquarius Thorny Edge. That's my main. I switched from Greatsword Dagger. I'm now Dagger Greatsword. I do more DPS over time with that setup. And on here you can see I'm only +6. I'm gonna actually make a video here probably in the next week or two with me maxing this to a +9. And that one is going to be a banger video because I'm going to show you guys everything that's needed to get it to +9 in one go. And I'm going to be showing you guys how much gold it costs and all of that. So you'll want to be tuned in for that. But on the Thorny Edge, I've got here, it's got Wisdom +7, Perception +6, and then Melee Critical Hit 99. This is at +6. Those stats will increase once I get it to +9. When I first had got this, I got Max Mana, which was not the best roll, but then I put Melee Heavy Attack on it, which is going to be best in slot. You can see I don't have a third trait slotted on it just yet, but I am going to be working on getting that soon. I'm probably going to go with Melee Critical Hit if I can find it to put on here. So that is the main weapon. That's what it looks like there. Of course, I use it for the Laquarius Gale Blade, which is going to be that passive base damage up 41 for 3 seconds upon using mobility skills. So it synchronizes very well with my precision dash and also my shadow strike, since both of those are mobility skills. Now my sword here, which is my backup, my second hand, which used to be my main, is just this +9 blue. I do have a purple best in slot or semi best in slot weapon. It's in my storage, but I'm not using it because it doesn't have the melee heavy attack chance. And although it is going to be a huge buff to me, and I think I actually will do more DPS over time, the reason I'm not using it is because my current sword has a melee heavy attack chance right here, melee heavy attack chance +60. It also has stun chance +50 and melee critical hit +60. So it's pretty traded out. You can see the purple sword that I've got here, the Magnitude's Berserk Blade. This is just a new item they put in a couple days ago. It's also going to be semi best in slot for the meantime for great swords. You can see there on the passive, melee heavy attack chances up 50 for 6 seconds upon inflicting any kind of stun or shock with stunning blow. So obviously stunning blow is going to be one of your main kit spells in your kit as greatsword. You use it all the time. It's kind of your setup spell to do big damage. So having that melee heavy attack +50 for the 6 seconds upon inflicting stun is pretty OP. Now the reason I've got two of these is because when I got them both, they both came with Immortus damage, which is kind of doo-doo. So I did not decide to level my +9 into these. I'm going to keep farming until I get the melee heavy attack chance because it does roll with that stat. I'll move it over here so you guys can see. If you guys go here and click trait, these are all the traits that this Magnitude's Berserk Blade can come with. I got the Immortus damage, which is probably the worst one. The best one's going to be that melee heavy attack chance. And like I said, even though this is good because it gives me the +50, my sword right now is giving me +60 the entire time, whereas this one is only going to be giving me +50 for 6 seconds upon inflicting stun. So I think I'll be debuffing myself if I use that, which is why I have not rolled my experience into that. So just wanted to cover that for you guys really quick. That's my sword that I'm using right now. Those are the traits. Those are the stats right there. My headpiece, so I've got it traded out. I think I got some decent traits on it. I've got the range evasion, which is pretty good. I've got melee evasion, which is not the best, but it's okay. And then I got the cooldown speed, which is going to be best in slot. You get this from doing the Ants Cave of Destruction. So I've been doing it a lot. I got other General Fury headgears that I use to trait this one up. So I pretty much traded it for free because this headpiece drops a lot in the dungeon, and I went ahead and just moved it over. Now Yeah, so I got range evasion, melee evasion, and cooldown speed. I am shooting to try to get the boots, but they are hard to get. If I can get the boots, you'll see there that I'll get that set effect of melee heavy attack chance plus 150, which is going to be OP. So that's my headpiece that I use. Those are the traits that I've got there. This is not best in slot whatsoever. There is much better armor pieces, but I just have not got any drops yet. This one has got really crappy mana regen on it. Nothing special about my armor, unfortunately. This also not the best either. It does give me some melee hit and some collision chance. I've got range endurance, range evasion. It's meh. It's also not going to be nowhere near best in slot. But those are the gloves that I have. I haven't found anything better, so I'm just gonna roll with these for now. Legs, so my legs are +9 already, has some magic evasion on there, nothing special going on here either. I do have some max health, which is nice. Anytime you can stack max health, that's going to be somewhat best in slot for at least greatsword dagger, because you know with greatswords you do more damage the more health you have. So that's my armor that I have there on the legs there. Melee evasion, max health, and then magic evasion. You can see I haven't even traded this at all, so I'm not maxed out at all, guys. I want y'all to think that like this is best in slot, like this is what you guys need to build. I'm just giving you guys a rough tutorial on what I have so that you guys can kind of see, okay, this is good, this is not good, things like that. Now my boots are okay. They give me some melee critical hit, which is great. They're not the best, but they're okay. And I got max health on that, traded all the way up, and I got range evasion, which is going to be best in slot for boots, outside movement speed. I still need one more trait on this to max it out, but I wanted to show you guys my boots, so those are okay there. My cape is pretty good. It's goated, right? I've got the melee critical hit on there, and I've got melee evasion, which is okay. But it is goated with the +60 skill damage resistance, and then also it's got the enfeeble resistance. So I'm going to be dodging curses, I'm going to be dodging stuns, I'm going to be dodging slows, all sorts of things like that. I'm going to have more resistance against those. Okay. My belt, pretty good belt. I've got debuff duration, which is okay. I've got health regen, which is okay, but the best in slot is going to be the skill damage resistance right here. I don't have it on the belt. I am looking for it every day. I go into the market and I look to see here. Let me just collect this really quick. I always go into the market here. I've got it under my favorites, or I should have it under my favorites. I don't. And then I just go in here, look at the belt, and see if I can find anything with the skill damage resistance. You can see that the cheapest one is 3,000. I'm not going to pay anywhere near that, so just kind of holding off now to put skill damage resistance on there until I can find it cheaper. But that would be the third slot, and then that would make it a pretty solid belt. This belt's really good. It drops from this guy right here. Let me show y'all. It drops from the Butcher's Canyon right here. So if you do this dungeon, you can get the belt. Funny story, I did this dungeon for the first time, and when I did it, the belt dropped. So that's the belt there. If you want to do the level 50 dungeon, Butcher's Canyon is the guy who's going to drop it for you. Pretty cool little mechanics on him as well. And then let's get into my necklace. So my necklace is probably the best piece of armor or anything that I have because of how good it is. So it gives me some melee defense, and it gives me some melee endurance. So it's just kind of helping me out in the melee game. It doesn't really do anything as far as range goes, but look at it, +60 damage boost, +75 enfeeble chance, and +4.5 buff duration. So it's fully traded, goated all the way. I'm gonna miss this when I upgrade it to a purple. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I don't know when I would have to get a best in slot purple for me, and it would have to have best in slot trait, which would be the skill damage boost. That's the only way I'm rolling this into another necklace. Outside that, I'm gonna keep this probably for a while. So that's the Guard's Endurance necklace there. My bracers, I didn't get the best roll on this. You can see that on the bracers you can get the skill damage resistance, but this one gave me collision resistance, and it's got pretty good stats though. It's got the perception +5 and damage bonus +11. Now these bracers can be got if you go and do the secret dungeon. You can do the Cave of Destruction, which is my favorite dungeon, and the bracers drop in that cave. So that's how you can get them there. And you can also see there, you can also see that the Cave of Destruction also drops the headpiece that I wear. So I got the bracers and the headpiece from Cave of Destruction. Pretty good little cave there. But let's jump back in. This ring here, you can actually craft. There was an event that they were doing where they're giving you these crystals, which are right here. And you get these crystals by doing dungeons. And it takes, I believe, 20 crystals. And you can roll one of these rings for free. If you collect 40 of these crystals, you can roll a box, a weapon box. So you can actually get like another one of these purple weapons, or I can roll to get this purple weapon with 40 of these crystals, and you get one per dungeon. So you got to do 40 dungeons. Another way to get these crystals is if you are not hitting any good RNG, but you're getting other drops inside the dungeons, you can use these to disenchant and dissolve. So I'll show you guys really quick. This is a dungeon drop from I think it is Cave of Destruction. If you click it and go to dissolve, you can see here you get dimension crystals. So I can dissolve this drop, and instead of like taking the debuff duration off of this one to sell it on the market for Lucent, which is what you would normally do, now a lot of people are just dissolving them and they're getting these crystals. You can see it costs only 10,000 gold. You get the crystals, and then you can get those crystals and roll for another box, which will get you another blade, and then I can roll to try to get the melee heavy attack that way. Another thing you can do is if you want to take the crystals, you can also keep trying to roll like the skill damage boost for this ring. So you have a lot of options now. They added that into the game not too long ago after the purge, and now you're able to dissolve those for those dimension crystals. So that is my ring. It's got the movement speed plus 4.3, which is nice. Got some dex and some strength. So overall, it's a pretty solid ring. I have max health on it too, which is pretty good. It's I would say second best in slot max health. So you're gonna want to stack max health. You can see right now I'm at about 11,000 right now. My lethal fortune ring, you can see here I got the added attack speed 4.6, which is nice. I've got plus 5 dex, which is nice. Max health, which is really good, and enfeeble chance plus 50. I am still missing the third trait there, but I am working on getting it. I think this one is going to be skill damage boost. Yep, skill damage boost, but I just have not been able to find it for a good price, so just holding on there. But that is my ring there, and then I think that's all my armors and weapons and everything that I just covered. Let's cover my stats really quick, and then I will end the video. So on my stats, I've got 17 strength, 41 dex, 21 wisdom, and 43 perception. My melee hit is roughly about 61 to 62%. So this is I have a 61 to 62% chance to actually land a regular hit on you, minus whatever melee hit evasion that you have on your champ. That's what this means. So divide all of these by 10, and that's going to give you the final number. So my melee critical hit is 1,000. Means that I have roughly 100% chance to hit. Every hit is going to be a critical hit on you when I hit you. And a critical hit just means you're doing the max damage all the time. It's not double damage, it's max damage. So you're landing your max damage proc all the time, minus whatever critical endurance or whatever the enemy that you're fighting in PvP, whatever buffs they have to make them stronger to not get hit by critical hit, which is endurance, it's going to take that into consideration. But assuming someone had 0, I'm going to be critting them 100% of the time because I'm at 1,000, and 1,000 divided by 10 is 100, so 100%. Skill damage boost is 87, which is really nice here. You can see here chance increases 1% for every 10. So this is going to be boosting my damage overall. I've got the flat rate damage bonus there of 11. So my minimum and my maximum damage are plus 11 there. Plus 21% buff duration. So buffs are staying on me for 21% longer, which is great. And then I have melee heavy attack chance 100. So this is 10% of the time I'm landing... I'm going to be landing my melee heavy attack. So out of every 10 times that I swing my item, one of those is going to hit for double, roughly, minus whatever defenses that the person has on them. That's what that means. So you can see once I get the bonus for here, which is going to give me my melee heavy attack chance plus 150, and once I can get my weapon here with the melee heavy attack chance plus 50 upon 6 seconds, plus a 4 stack of melee heavy attack chance on there, you can see that I am going to be boosting my stats here. It's probably going to be, I'm probably going to have a 30% chance roughly to do. So 3 out of 10 attacks are going to double. They're going to do double damage, which is going to just increase my DPS tremendously. So I'm trying to find that melee heavy attack chance. Okay. For DPS, this is your best in slot that you want. My melee evasion, 27% chance that I dodge one of your attacks. Ranged evasion, 22% chance that I dodge one of those attacks. Magic evasion, 10% chance that I dodge an attack. Skill damage resistance plus 60 again, because I have that on my necklace, and you can see read here, proportionally decreases damage received from skills. So I'm going to be getting less damage on those skills because I have the skill damage resistance. Debuff duration is -3, so whenever someone debuffs me, I'm going to be debuffed 3% shorter than I would have normally been debuffed. This is my max health. I'm at 11,000 roughly. Max mana is only 5,600. Stamina is still 100. My cooldown speed is plus 4%, so I have a little bit of cooldown there. Move speed is 65%, and then my health regen is 960, which is I think 96. So I'm only regenerating 96 health every 10 seconds, which is pretty bad, honestly. I do need to have more health regen. I'm just trying to stack more crit, more damage, and more max health. I do need to work on health regen, though, so that's something that I'm working on there. And then attack speed, 4.6. All these other ones here are pretty self-explanatory. I have a 34% chance to actually land my Enfeeble on you, which is my stun or any slows. And then, oh, I'm sorry. So Enfeeble is going to be like the chance to stun, but I show here that the stun chance is actually 38%. So if you see here, it says inflicting enfeeble effects. I think what that actually means is if you look down here on my knife throwing, it has a chance to slow movement speed by 54% and incoming heal by 60. So I think this is an enfeeble, whereas the separate stun on my my stunning blow is actually the stun chance. So enfeeble is more like a slow or a curse, and then stun is its own separate enfeeble. So stun is 38% chance stun there. Everything else is roughly the same. Enfeeble resistance 145, so 14% chance to resist. This is all 0. This is all 0. This is all 0. And then these are just some passive things, like I get 4.6 XP bonus, I get a 0.5 item chance, I get 1.1% here on tokens. My mastery bonus is 0.5. I get 3.5% more Solent, and that's about it. That's just a quick overview, you guys. Want to do a quick video for y'all just to show y'all my own stats, so you can maybe confirm them, compare them to you once you get to 50 and get a little bit geared out. But yeah, this is what I'm running on Greatsword Dagger right now, and I hope it makes sense how I broke it down. Want to kind of explain why I'm not using the purple item sword as opposed to using my blue sword that I'm still using. Trust me, I do want to use this one. I just haven't got the best in slot trait, so for me it wouldn't make sense for me to roll it in there right now, so I'm holding on to it. But yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys liked it. I know it was a quick one. If you guys have any questions, throw it in the comment section. If you guys liked the video, smash the like button. And if you want to see some more, go ahead and just throw me a sub. Appreciate it, guys. Till next time. I got some more videos coming out in the next few days. Stay tuned. Peace.